Have you ever set a huge, ambitious goal for yourself, only to watch it fall apart? Well, today we're going to dive into a really fascinating, kind of counterintuitive idea: how the smallest, tiniest daily actions can actually create massive, life-altering change. It's all about starting small to win big.
So let's start with a question we can all relate to. Why do our biggest goals fail so often? You know the drill, right? It's New Year's and we're all in. We're gonna get fit, write that novel, finally learn that language. But then February rolls around and all that motivation, poof, gone. We're right back where we started. So what is going on here? And here's the thing, it's a huge relief to hear this. The problem isn't you. You're not lazy and you don't lack willpower. The real issue is the strategy. We've been taught to think that big results demand these massive, heroic efforts right from day one. But that approach, it almost always just leads to burnout.
This slide just says it all, doesn't it? On one side, you've got our amazing ambitions, like running a marathon. And on the other, our all too common reality. We're burned out in a week, we're staring at a terrifyingly blank page, or we've just deleted the app. It's this frustrating cycle of ambition and disappointment. Okay, so how do we break out of that cycle? Well, we flip the entire script. Instead of going big, we're going to start impossibly small. This, my friends, is the micro-habit solution. So what exactly is a micro-habit? It's pretty simple, really. You take that new habit you want to build, and you shrink it way, way down until it's almost effortless. We're talking so easy, you literally can't say no. The golden rule, it has to take less than 2 minutes to do. That's it. This quote just nails it. The goal isn't some heroic, one-time effort that leaves you exhausted. No, the real goal is just to show up, to do the thing day after day after day. It's that consistency, not the intensity, that builds the real foundation for change. But why does this work so well? I mean, it feels a little backwards, doesn't it? Well, it all comes down to the psychology of momentum. Micro-habits are basically a clever way to hack your own brain. Okay, so here's how it works. When you set a huge goal, your brain kind of freaks out. It triggers fear and resistance. But an action that takes, 1 minute? Your brain barely even notices it. And every single time you complete it, you get a little win, a little hit of satisfaction. That creates this amazing positive feedback loop. Soon, those tiny wins start to stack up, building momentum until consistency just feels easy. It feels natural. All right, so that's the why. You get it. Now let's get to the fun part, the how. Here is your super simple 3-step action plan to build your very first micro habit. And I'm not kidding when I say this is easy. It really is as simple as 1, 2, 3. Here's the whole plan. First, pick a goal you want. Let's say read more books. Step 2, you shrink it. Don't even think about reading a whole chapter. Nope, your goal is to read just 1 page. And third, you anchor it. This is key. You link this tiny new habit to something you already do every day, like making your morning coffee. That existing routine becomes the trigger for the new one. And this principle, it works for pretty much anything. You want to get fit? Forget the 1-hour workout for now. Just do 1 push-up. You want to meditate? Don't stress about 20 minutes. Just do it for 1 minute. Tidy the house? Just put 1 thing away. Learn guitar? Strum a single chord. See? The goal is to make the starting line so ridiculously easy to cross that you just can't talk yourself out of it. Now, you might be thinking, okay, but 1 push-up, 1 page, is that really going to make a difference? And this, right here, is where the magic happens. Let's talk about the compounding effect and how these tiny actions explode into huge results over time. Let's go back to our reading habit. It starts with this: 1 single page a day. It feels like nothing, doesn't it? Totally insignificant. Almost pointless. But just watch what happens when you stick with it. Okay, look at this. After just 1 month, you've read 30 pages. Not bad. But after 6 months, that's 182 pages. You're basically halfway through a novel. And after just 1 year of this supposedly tiny habit, you've read 365 pages. That's a whole book, maybe more, all without ever feeling overwhelmed. That's the power of compounding in action. So you see, it's not about that one giant leap forward. Real, lasting transformation comes from those small, consistent steps you take every single day. So let's just quickly wrap up the key takeaways here. First, big goals usually fail because we start too big, not because we lack will. Second, a micro habit is just a tiny 2-minute version of your goal. Third, Remember that consistency will always be more powerful than intensity. And finally, trust that those small daily actions will eventually compound into the massive results you're looking for. So, this all leads to one final, really important question. You have the strategy now, you've got the tools. The only thing left to do is start. So I want you to think about it. What is the one tiny, impossibly small seed of change that you are going to plant today?